So today we're going to talk a little bit about two more worldviews, and then do another kind of exercise, a little bit different kind than we've done in the last 3 weeks. Okay, so let's pray first before we start. Father in heaven, thank you for giving us an afternoon and a place and something to think about. Help us as we do that, improve our thinking, understand our own thinking, understand ourselves, and ultimately understand through all of this. We ask you to be with us in our time. In Jesus' name. Okay, so we've talked about the elements of thinking: conceptual, analytical thinking, A. B, the concrete particulars of thinking. One more element, C, psychical. That's the intuition, instinct, emotions, and mystical part of thinking. So that's the ABC. The ABC then is given priority by groups of people. They put these parts of thinking in a different priority depending on what they believe about the world. So, in other words, their worldview. So, there are 6 possible combinations of priorities, and 4 are used or common. Last week we talked about the order A, B, C, which is represented by Western culture. Christianity would be a common religion with that order of thinking. Also B, C, A, and that would be coming from African or Arabic culture. The representative religions there being animism, Islam. Okay, so today, the last 2. Okay, C. Sorry. Try this one. Okay, this order: C, A, B. Okay, this order. Okay, now the picture, the worldview that this order of thinking comes from. Let's have a little half circle again. There's one cosmos, one universe, okay? But inside it, there are many levels. Okay? That's different from the natural and supernatural. Okay, that's where I'm all in. This worldview of the supernatural, natural, revelation in the middle here. Okay? So the supernatural and natural are sort of combined into one universe, one cosmos. But in there are many levels. Okay, that's the hi Jasmine. Okay, so the supernaturalism, the supernaturalism here is replaced here by mysticism. Okay? There's still, it's not all natural, like you just lost it's sort of like the supernatural folded down on top, and it's mixed together. Supernatural and natural, you could say it like that, is mixed together. That the supernatural, then, we don't call it supernatural anymore. It's not something above nature. It's just all mixed together. Call it mystical.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Would anybody?
So here, in this worldview, nature is composed of impersonal laws. Okay? Things happen because of the laws of nature. Okay? So it can be studied, like the weather patterns can be studied, they can be understood, and then the weather can be in some way predicted, okay, in this kind of system. Here, things that happen are not controlled by a framework of impersonal laws. Instead, things that happen are controlled by mystical forces. Okay, something, really see, you don't not, maybe you don't know what it is, that's what's causing this. Yeah. Okay, so a representative religion from here would be Hinduism and the culture, Indian culture. Okay, so you can scan me down. Maybe you understand this a little more than I do. Maybe. Okay, so you can contribute when you see something that's interesting. So Hinduism or philosophies like this have different sort of levels of existence. Okay, and that's why we have many levels here. There are different levels of existence. Does that sound right?
I don't know much,
Don't know.
so if you want to expand on it.
All right. Okay, I'm not going to expand on it because I don't know much. Okay, but let's just think about that idea. Okay, I don't have this world, but I'm understanding that this is a worldview where there are different levels of existence. Okay, now those go from a more material side of existence
You
to
mean the racial system?
No, I don't know. But to a spiritual, maybe you could say spiritual, or a non-material level of existence. Okay, so different levels in there. So material things are considered to be more inferior to spiritual things. Okay, the first element, then the priority, is then given to the sea level. Okay, that's the most important area of thinking, or element of thinking in this worldview. So the highest quality is that which is the farthest away from material things. Material things are not so important. Okay. They're inferior. So your spiritual level of consciousness, it gets better and better the more you are removed from material things in this kind of you experience these, you can experience a higher level of reality by intuitively, not by thinking, but through your intuition. Take it all. Through your intuition. Maybe you're doing meditation. Maybe you're in a trance, and that's when you experience a higher level of consciousness. But it's not by thinking; it's coming into your mind in a non-rational way. Okay, so now A is here. A is not at the bottom. Okay, because these sort of spiritual truths, or that's been received intuitively or mystically, have been organized into a systematic religion and philosophies. So if you join the religion, you can be taught lots of stuff. You're not, so you're instructed in rituals, techniques, and the ways that you can experience this enlightenment, or the ways that you can experience a higher level of mystical consciousness. Okay? So there's thinking going on, but the thinking is not thinking for ways to think about how to control the natural environment and make a better life and plan for the future in that way. But the thinking, the analysis or conceptual thinking is related to how you can experience a higher level of mystical understanding. Okay, so then as I mentioned at the beginning, the B level, the material things have the lowest priority. What you want to do is to bring your own consciousness into unity with higher unseen forces. Okay, so that's C-A-E. Okay, Jason, is that making sense?
Yep.
Okay. Any questions? questions for Jason on this one? I mean, that's about my understanding. No? Okay, let's go on to the next one. This one is similar because it starts with C. C, B, A. These two are inverted. This is very similar. Okay, this is very similar. Okay, now, again, there's no natural or supernatural division. Okay, this one is represented by Japanese culture and the Shinto religion. Now, I don't know if you know anything about that, but in Japanese thinking, the emperor is a direct descendant of the sun. Okay, so all the ancestors are closer to God. Now remember, it's like this where the spiritual, the seen, and the unseen is mixed together in one world. Okay, and like in the one before, those ancestors that are unseen also control some things that are going on in daily life. Now, what's the difference between these two? Okay, in this worldview, material values, material things are more important. Okay, they're a kind of reward for proper religious behavior. It's the material world is good life. It's not like where we think good life is in heaven, it's supernatural. Good life one day when we get there. Okay, it's like that. Good life is here and now, with material blessings now. That's the good life. The most important part of the thinking is the mystical side, and whatever the higher power is not trying to control every little thing that happens, but he's providing a good environment where good things can happen. Then it's up to you, or it's up to the people to do the right things, to be able to sort of channel the goodness down. Okay? So members of society, I don't know, in my mind, a very famous thing about Japanese society is beautiful gardens, like perfect gardens. Okay, so what it's doing is creating a beauty of structure. There's a beauty there, and if you're doing all the right things the way you're supposed to, then the good will come down from the higher power.
It's amplified in everything they do, whether when they're making food, to how they pack their, go to a store and buy something, they'll pack it very intricately. You know, it's just perfection. Everything about them is perfection.
And that is all in this tangible, concrete. Okay, that's not the details. Getting all the details right in every way is a way to bring down the blessings from the higher power. Okay, something like that. So it is true, very efficient, high quality productivity, very intricate art, good formal landscaping, like I know about. And so you want to say something before I?
Yeah, if I can just make a brief comparison. In CAD, enlightenment follows from understanding. Not CBA, CAD. Enlightenment follows from understanding. I need to understand so that I will be enlightened. So the goal is to transcend the understanding that I have of this world into the understanding of the mystical world, so to speak, the world as it is, the world as it really is. CBA, fortune, blessing of the mystical world, comes through things. Comes through the ruler, comes through the actions, comes through the practices. So CBA is the fortune is coming through the action or the people or the practices of the society.
Okay.
Both of them tend to have tiered systems, but the tiers work differently.
The levels.
So in one, a shorthand way of thinking about it is, so in one system, we are ascending through levels, and the other system to a mystical truth.
And we're going up.
In the other system, the mystical power, the fortune, is descending through levels.
Okay. All right.
Just as a broad, very broad, incredibly broad overgeneralization.
So the different levels. In this way, we have the analysis or concepts, so that we can move up through those that understanding into and leave it behind. And leave that behind, but we're going to get up to enlightenment, a spiritual area of higher understanding and a higher plane of consciousness united with the high level. Okay. This one, we're going up in the sense that we're doing all the right things and that the blessings are coming down to us through, we're doing all the right things, so we're going to be getting higher and higher in the sense that we're going to be receiving more blessing and fortune as we're kind of going up.
Well, what I want to do is I want to reinforce the higher things that allow fortune to come through. So I want to reinforce the nation. I want to reinforce the business, because that's what fortune comes down through, is those larger things down to whatever actions I'm taking on the smaller level.
Okay, so where does that leave conceptual analytical in this? It's not so important. Understanding and taking care of this is going to bring this. So this is just not
That's
so
how you can
important.
understand and take care of B.
Of
A
this?
facilitates B. B
Okay.
facilitates C.
Okay.
Basically.
And this is, the A is, as you said, facilitates B, so it's, you need A so that you can make B better, and you need B better so you can get what's coming down from C, which is the ultimate goal.
I have a question to both of you.
Yes.
What is the purpose of this class?
The purpose of this class is to understand how we are thinking about things.
How
We
about
are thinking about what we are doing. What do we understand?
what you're doing
do we
in
do
everyday life?
Yeah.
Or, okay.
Why do we do what we do? What do we understand about what we're doing? And what do I understand about myself?
I've attempted to do this 3 times now,
Mhm.
and I'm no closer to doing things differently than, well, maybe from the support of others around me. I am doing things differently than I used to, thanks to your mom as well, for the endless hours that I have on the phone with her. I got this book from Al and Linda, and I realized there's a lot more interesting things at the back. I'm just wondering, when are we going to get to that?
Probably later in this session,
Because-
not this session, but later in this material. Part of the issue is there's Okay, so thinking is two things. One is what I'm understanding, and it's the way I'm understanding. The way that I'm doing it is like riding a bicycle. The way that I ride a bicycle good is that I ride a bicycle a lot. Part of the exercises in this class are to get us to start thinking in specific ways that make it easier to think in other ways. The same way that I'm not going to go mountain biking if I can't bicycle on a straight, flat road. This is bicycling on a straight, flat road right now. The back of the book is mountain biking.
So why are we going mountain biking?
Well, once we get a good handle on the straight, flat road. Otherwise, we're going to fall off the bike.
So step by step, and now we're going to the next step. Now we're going to the next step.
The reason why I bring this up is because over the last, since last year, since I met Al, we've been going through this now. This is the third time, and we don't seem to get beyond it.
Well, that's time, and now we need the time.
All right, just one thing.
Okay.
And in the meanwhile, we are all making decisions, important decisions every day of our lives.
Yes.
And I feel like sooner we get to the mountain biking area, that we could probably change the
But
way we run our life.
You've already noted that you're changing the way that you run your life.
Yes.
Yes.
So I want to get faster. I want to get.
Oh, everyone wants to get there faster. Everyone wants to be at the top
Impatient.
immediately.
Okay. Sorry, Scott.
We will do our best. I know what you're
It's
saying.
okay.
We'll do our best.
It's okay, I do understand, and honestly, it is something that we do want to get to very much, is the more complicated activities. So, because that's what helps us to be able to work through and think through what we're doing.
Sorry if I'm sounding selfish over here.
No.
If I've been on the wrong road all these years, and I find a way of getting back on the better way, I want to learn that much faster, so I can improve the quality of my life and
There
others.
is one of the things about this that is difficult to articulate, but very, very true, and sometimes difficult to take, is that this is not a fast process. And some people it's faster than others. So some people will take a look at this. I've had people who've sat in the class and this, and they're done. That's it. They're got it. Everything changes. You had one guy come in a street beggar. Now he's a government official. It's been a couple of years. Other people take, like a district court judge that we know, has been working on this material for 5-6 years now. Still working his way through it. Because it's a combination of what we're used to, how much change we're going through, how we understand the changes. Because if I don't understand, if you don't understand what the changes are, then you're not changing your understanding, you're just doing what I'm telling you. And the goal is to get you to change how we're looking at things, what we're understanding, not just doing whatever Scott tells you. And because of that, for some people it's a long process, for some people it's a short process. Some people will understand one thing in it, other people will understand something different in it. There isn't a set way that this develops, the same way that if I'm teaching 2 kids to ride a bike, one kid might have really good balance. No problem. Gets on that thing, takes him a couple times, got it. Another kid might not have such good balance. But the other kid, once he gets the balance down, which takes him 3 times as long, might be really good at trick riding. Where the first kid is good at balance, but as soon as the balance gets thrown off, because that's what you have to do with trick riding, he panics and doesn't know what to do. So the first kid could be really good initially, have trouble later. The second one could have terrible trouble later. But once he gets it, is better than the first kid with whatever the second thing is.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so the things we've done the exercises we've done the last few weeks are like that, straight riding. Okay, you get a concept. It's a word. Here's a definition. What's your idea? Okay, now the next thing. Okay, exercise. Let's do this. Exercise 4. And it says take any 2 concepts from the list in exercise 1 and 2 and make a single concept. Okay? Take 2 concepts from the list before that you've done, and make a single concept. Start. Vicky.
Yes,
Can
sir.
you start, please? What were your two concepts first? What were your two? Tell me your two that you started with.
Jesus.
Okay, Jesus. Okay. Jesus. Yeah. And what was your other concept?
Jesus and Father, God the Father.
And God the Father.
It was.
Yeah, okay, you combine these, and then what's your concept?
God.
God. Okay. Explain that a little bit.
Okay.
Explain why
Yeah,
you
explain.
combine it like that.
Jesus is a God. And the Father is God. If the Son is God, the Father is God, so they are all God.
Okay, that's your concept of this. Yeah. Yeah, okay. All right, great. Okay. Alan, I always leave you out because you're way back there. Why don't you go next?
Okay, I have intangible plus knowledge.
Tangible plus knowledge. Okay.
The result will be wisdom.
Wisdom. Okay. All right. What's your concept then of wisdom based on that?
Well, knowledge is intangible, right? And then the accumulation of knowledge will become wisdom, from generation to generation.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Father and Son. Lockheed, what were your two concepts?
Ethics and faith.
Okay. Ethics and faith. Okay. And you combine them. What concept did you get when you combined them? What's that?
Creed.
Oh, creed. I heard a concrete. Okay, creed. Creed, this guy? Creed? Okay. C-R-E-E-D?
What
Creed?
does that word mean? Creed is the
Well,
five
let's
rules
see his concept of it.
It's a set of beliefs, faith, or aims which guide someone's actions.
Say it again one more time.
It's a set of beliefs, faith, or aims which guide someone's actions.
Okay? Alright. So, I mean, when he just says that concept, I can see both of those things combined in there. Okay. I can. Actually, but that's pretty self-explanatory.
Could a covenant marriage be a concept that's a relationship?
Is your
It's a
answer?
question. Okay, answer.
Okay, you got what? Covenant? Okay, you're thinking about covenant and marriage, right?
Yes.
You're thinking about both these ideas, and you're putting it together and you get a
Yeah.
single idea of what?
Relationship.
A relationship. Okay, and can you explain a little bit? What, combining those two, you got this concept?
It's a promise, and it's like being united with another person in an agreement, right? And those two people in it are interrelated, and they're related in their acts and their behavior and such. Sorry, I'm trying to think along those lines.
You're trying to think along these lines.
I'm trying to think along the questions asked, the exercise. Or it could be dysfunctional as well, dysfunction.
Sounds like you're adding 3. Yes.
If it goes bad,
So,
then it could be a dysfunction.
okay. Okay. So then there's
It's
a
a negative.
combination of, it sounds like you're adding this plus the idea of going bad. And then that equals
Dysfunction.
dysfunction, another idea. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay, Jen. What are your 2 concepts?
Learn.
Okay, learn
Was the word of God
plus Word of God.
equal God's mind.
Learn plus the Word of God equals God's mind. Okay? Now, okay, explain that to us. Why did you get that from this? Say, that's okay. Why don't you say it? Say what you
Every day
think.
have to do that. You
Every day you have to do what?
Yeah, to study the word of God because he is my heavenly Father. And then this is what today's message say. If because I'm God's children, God's child, I'm God's child. If God is my Father, I have to understand His word, and then I can follow His mind to do what He wants me to do.
Okay. Okay. All right. Very good. Anna. Father.
plus financial.
Okay, Father plus financial. Okay, what's your concept?
Living.
What?
Living. Erratic. Living. 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 L-I-V-I-N.
Living, okay? Explain, please.
Because carry the family finances further.
Okay, so the father's the one
Yeah.
who has the financial responsibility in the family, and that means the family can live. Okay? All right, Father's Day, happy Father's Day. Okay,
Wow. We
Okay.
got the fathers.
Ron. Intangible
Relationship.
plus relationship. Okay,
Is freedom.
freedom. Okay, tangible, the idea of tangible. Add to it the idea of relationship. You got a new idea. How did you get there?
Okay. My thoughts and beliefs about God, intangible,
Okay,
bring me into a relationship with His Son, and that gives me freedom.
okay,
I become a son, similar to what He's saying. I have a big daddy, and fear falls away. That's it.
okay, set free. And in that concept, I'm just writing one word here.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just writing one word, but it represents your concept. And included in the concept, one of the things Ron said is freedom from fear, relationship with a father-son, and being on the son's side, Big Daddy, and then you can be free, because of that, you can be free from fear, you know, that relationship. Okay? So yeah, don't forget, I'm just writing down one word here, but it's just one word, and it really represents your idea. Okay, thank you. Winnie? Okay, reading the Bible, studying the Bible. Studying or reading the Bible. Add to that emotion at the time of reading the Bible. At the time, emotion at the time.
Sometimes they use 慧去表會你會有啲智慧嘅真係呢個都係我今日嘅演述啊嘛。讀聖讀即係每日去讀聖經咧，係會可以俾自己一個智慧去解決到啲問題。
Okay, so you're studying the Bible. Your feelings or emotions. Okay, that will give you wisdom to deal with the problems that you're having at the time. At that time. Okay. All right. Evelyn. It's not 4 o'clock. You're the last one before Chips.
Learn and think.
Okay, learn and think. Okay?
Knowledge or experiment.
Okay.
No, or experiment.
Experiment.
即係知識或者經驗啊。
Experience. Okay, experience. Okay. Okay, learn. Learn. Think. Put them together. Perhaps they get knowledge, experience. Okay. I don't know if they're laughing. Okay. So I'm gonna do how I do that guy.
Because every day you will learn something, and you will through the thinking, you get something, and then through your knowledge or experience.
Reason and understand.
You mean put together reason
Yes, and understand. Then you learn. Is that a concept?
What's your concept of learn? What is your concept of learn based on putting those two together?
Understanding it. I'm asking.
There's no right or wrong. I'm not going to tell you that's right or wrong. But you're thinking of two ideas, you're putting together, and you're having another idea based on those two that are together, right?
Yes.
Okay, so go backwards and just work backwards from that. Say, oh, it's this, that's through it, and how you thought through it this way, bring it back through it the other way. Let's get the last, those who haven't spoken yet. Evelyn was last, right?
Yes.
So let's go. Grace, do you have a couple? Yeah, do you have a couple? Yeah, your two. What are your two concepts that you combine?
Love, love intangible. Not love tangible.
Okay, love plus tangible.
Equals self-satisfaction.
Self-satisfaction. Okay, how did you get that? Can you explain that?
Yeah, for every day you are in love and you're in love for everyone around you, and you have this also that tangible thing you wanted to have. It gives you a feeling of satisfactory fulfillment.
Okay. All right. Olivia.
Love tangible.
Same two?
Love plus
Oh.
tangible. Equals to Dr. Ray.
Tangible.
Diamond.
What's your concept of diamond ring?
Material.
I'm not going to write that down.
To show your love by tangible things.
Okay, listen. Please listen. Listen, please. Okay, wait. You ready?
To show your love.
Please listen to Olivia's explanation here. Diamond ring, her concept, diamond ring is,
To show your love in a tangible way.
okay, show your love in a tangible way.
To give someone a diamond ring.
Okay, so the idea of a diamond ring then going backwards is a thing
Is a
by
way to
which
show your love.
you, a tangible way that you show your love. Okay, yes?
Yeah, love and also tangible for diamond ring. One phone shop.
Plus pawn shop. So,
Being cheeky, all of you.
Pawn shop. Have the phone.
I don't think on.
Pawn shop.
Pawn shop. Pawn shop.
唔係當鋪，當鋪，當鋪，當鋪啊，去
Dong. I can't hear the tone.
當鋪。
Sell 即係攞嘢。
我知咩嚟？當
當好，當係啦。
當好，
So when the love is gone, 當好。
當好。
當好。You won't never see it.
Okay.
講咗佢啦。
All right. This is. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
We learned one Chinese word, compound.
That one too. Dong. Okay. We've done this side. Okay. We're back. We're to Jody. Jody. I can't hear you.
Yun na daw yung phone shop niya.
One of my concepts is Jesus, which is intangible.
Okay. Jesus. Okay. Yes.
The relationship is the creator.
Okay. Jesus and tangible, and then you have the concept of creator. Okay, can you explain that? I don't know what you're thinking. What are you thinking here? We did this.
Because Jesus, which is intangible, so Jesus is intangible, and God's creator.
He what?
God's creator.
How does
Which
it
is
equal?
intangible.
How does it get? Yeah. How does it? How did you connect these two to get this idea?
Because of the word Jesus.
How?
Jesus is our creator.
Okay. 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 Thank you. Jasmine. What are your two ideas? Don't copy someone else. What's your idea? Did you have a couple ideas? You're supposed to get two ideas, put them together, and make one idea. Can you do it? No? Okay. I think we're down to Rosella. Rosella? No, I did not.
My top concept are me
Me?
or people,
People?
me or people, and then Jesus,
Yeah.
Savior.
Me or people plus Jesus equals Lord.
So,
Yeah. Okay.
because
Explain that.
just like me, I accepted Jesus, so he became my savior.
Okay.
It's
Okay. Derek, did I miss you? Gareth, yes.
I have supernatural
Okay. Supernatural
plus
plus what?
Thinking.
Thinking. That's not nice. Make me try to spell it. Spell it.
exist.
Okay, exist. Existentialism. Existentialism. Okay. Can you explain that? How do you get supernatural and thinking? You get this idea. What's your idea of that? Questioning your existence. Where's the supernatural? Okay. Thinking about what's after your life and before. Okay. Existentialism. Okay. Anybody? Everybody? Okay. Know what to do. I think you all got it. Okay, now, what if let's take this word, this function, okay, and combine it with freedom. Okay? Let's take these two concepts, these two ideas, put them together, and then what's your one idea? Try that. Spell this function. Sorry? Okay, think about it for a minute. Think about it for a minute. Function plus freedom, working together.
The opposites.
Doesn't matter. Put them together.
Slavery.
Wait, let's all try to think about it a minute, unless you have a question. These two ideas together, one idea.
Why did you take those? When did you
And here.
anarchy, you are being stuck.
I'll let you go first. Okay, ready? Get some ideas? Let's go reverse order. Darren, if you combine the idea of dysfunction and freedom, what idea you get? Anarchy. That's that, right? Anarchy sign. Okay, explain your idea. What's your idea? What's that? How did you get there?
Basically, anarchists, they want freedom for everyone, but usually because it usually results in chaos because they have no rules.
Okay. Okay, I think others can't hear you. Is what you're saying? It's great. I'm afraid I'll say it wrong if I say it. Can you say it really loud?
Anarchists believe in freedom, so that means they don't want to follow laws. But with that freedom, it usually results in chaos.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Vero. Anarchy is no take something. Job time. No take Okay. Rosella. Together we get. Uncomfortable. Okay. Why do you get that?
Because even if I have freedom to do something or but I am not feel good or I don't feel normally, so it's uncomfortable.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Now I'm lost. Okay. Lydia.
If someone who is dysfunctional, but since they accept the Lord, they experience the freedom, then they can be the witness of God. So dysfunction plus freedom can be witness to God.
Okay. Dysfunction and witness can be a witness. No. Dysfunction and freedom combined can be a witness. Great. Okay. Jasmine. Combine these ideas what do you get? You know what? Say it, please. Can I help? What do you think? Asha.
But dysfunction and freedom, it's nature.
Nature. How's that?
Nature has freedom to cause havoc in our lives, as well as it's dysfunctional. For example, tidal wave or tsunami. You know, the forces underneath below the surface of the earth can create, it has a freedom to create massive damage.
All right. Great, thank you.
I think.
That is what you think, right? Okay. That's what we're doing, definitely. Do you know what this function? about that waste?
因為dysfunction，因為 freedom 係 very complicated，但係 dysfunction 我佢真係你個冇用。
Okay. Freedom is very important. It's a thing. And dysfunction will waste the freedom. Like that. Something like that. The dysfunction will waste the freedom, so that will waste. Okay. All right. Okay, Hannah. Unforgettable. Okay. Why? Unforgettable.
Always watching the news, always how the freedom and something like that. Six more. Always, yeah. I just thinking about June 4th.
Okay,
People
this
always
means-
forget the freedom and this function.
Unforgettable events like the Tiananmen Square massacre are results of freedom and dysfunction. Jenny.
To overcome dysfunction, to earn the freedom, we have to leave sacrifice, leaving sacrifice.
Okay,
To overcome dysfunction,
Yeah.
we have to have a living sacrifice to earn the freedom.
To overcome dysfunction, we have to be ourselves a living sacrifice to gain freedom. Okay? Alright, so her idea is living sacrifice. Okay, that she gets from dysfunction and freedom. Okay? Winnie?
係一個理想啊，可能係就係有一個 dysfunction，但係 freedom 係，我覺得係一個理想咯。
Okay.
但係唔實際。
Okay, her idea that she got from it is an ideal that cannot be fulfilled. Yeah, an ideal that cannot be fulfilled. Freedom is an ideal that cannot be fulfilled because of dysfunction. Okay, it's an unfulfilled ideal.
So we need to forgive them.
Forgiveness.
Yeah.
How is that?
Can function. Yeah.
How?
Yeah.
What's that? So forgiveness.
Yeah.
How? How are you doing it?
And because minister cannot forgive.
Yeah.
If we have the forgiveness, that function, these two words can function.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then the ideal of freedom.
But why always think that you cannot cause that dysfunction? Because no forgiveness. If yeah.
You can add forgiveness into that.
And then
And this will change. And this can be. Okay. All right. Alan.
Oh, I would say slavery.
Slavery. Okay. How do you get that?
Well, because dysfunction, that means it's the opposite. I mean, you don't have any freedom. You know? That is end up with in slavery.
Okay, so dysfunctional freedom is slavery. The freedom's not working out. It's not working out. That's slavery. That's what I'm hearing you say.
Yeah.
I
Ouais.
Okay. Oh, okay. No, sure. What do you think? Oh, I see.
No.
No.
Dysfunction.
Dysfunction plus freedom, what's your idea? Okay, think about it. Okay, where do I need to go? Ron.
Words either new or reunion.
Okay, new or reunion.
So there's dysfunction, freedom, overpower the dysfunction, becomes a reunion. If it's a marriage, gives it a reunion. If it's just your life, makes a new person. Dysfunction will go away. Freedom as well.
Okay. So the relationship between these two can create this. Okay. All right. Now that's based on Ron's concept of what freedom is and what dysfunction is. Right? Okay. So his idea about freedom is it's something that can overcome dysfunction. And we could, if we wanted, then we could say, wow, we could really dig in. That's a big concept behind all that you said. Great. Grace. I asked you yes. I'm getting lost now. I got lost.
Freedom and dysfunction together.
Yes.
And mockery.
Mockery. Okay. How's that? Mockery. How's that?
Because I see in the rules of the civil society, there is a rule for each citizen, but the rule doesn't apply to everyone. Many have resulted in crime and corruption. So people have the freedom, but the rule is dysfunctional. The mockery in the civil society.
All right. Okay. Juanita, put those together. What do you think? Anything yet? Okay. Who did I not ask yet? Did I ask you?
You did.
Anybody I missed? Jody. The one smiling the biggest.
It's long.
Divorce?
Divorce.
Yeah.
Divorce. Yeah, I can understand that right away. No explanation necessary. But what you think?
So she had a freedom. There is no dysfunction.
Bye-bye. Yeah, that's pretty clear.
That's pretty clear, Johnny.
There's some dysfunction here. I want my freedom.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Yep. Got it.
That was a good one.
That was a good one.
That's very simple.
Any?
Logic.
Okay. Did we get everybody? I had an idea. Let me give mine. Mine was a train going off the tracks.
Yeah.
A train going off the tracks. Like the dysfunction of the train or the tracks means this train is now free to go anywhere he wants. But it's a crash.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's get 25 minutes. So I want to do, okay, I'll do something here. I want to have groups of three. Okay, groups of three. Now there might be an odd personality. 5 groups of 3. So probably the people are sitting near you. Okay. But you 3. Okay, you 3. You 3. I just can be together. Probably 3. There's a little. Okay. It doesn't matter, but I think it You guys like?
Four.
3. No, we have 15 people. All 15 people. So we can do it. 5 groups of 3. We have 15. 7, 7, 1.
Yes.
Right? Okay,
Bring
so
him.
yeah. Alan get involved too. Now, in your groups of 3, when you find your groups of 3, I'm going to give each group 2 concepts. Together, talk about making a single concept. At the end, then you present you present your combined idea. Okay? All right. So,
Our concept is nature,
yeah, nature,
supernatural.
nature, supernatural,
Yeah, and then
and the concept,
our concept is creation.
creation. Can you explain that?
Because we put God as supernatural,
Yes.
so and He created nature since in the beginning. So
Okay.
that's why we choose creation as our concept.
Okay. Jasmine, your group, your turn. Send someone out.
Come on, Jazz.
We got
What you did?
good
What? Good
and
and Satan.
what we thought
Good and Satan.
although they are opposite, right? Satan is known for evil. Like they have to coexist because you need something to counter the good, and that would be evil. And without evil, Satan, you don't have good. So you cannot have anything to compare being good against. And so basically, Satan exists for the good of being good.
Okay? Okay, she gave us all concept. I can't Okay? All right. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Okay. Asha, your group.
Benny hasn't spoken yet.
Okay. Somebody. I don't care who.
Okay.
Yours is tangible and intangible, right? Is that right? Okay.
I've got a couple.
Okay. 3 minutes.
Camera plus view is a good photograph. Tangible is camera. Intangible is our perception of the view. And it gives you a good photo.
A good photo.
Or, as Vinny said, human plus the Bible equals faith.
Faith is another. Faith.
And simple one for me, Vinny, and water is rain.
Rain. Okay.
Tangible is water, intangible is the wind. You feel it, but you can't really hold it or just feel it. And it gives you rain.
Okay.
Sorry, is that super basic?
Is that what you think?
Kind of, yes.
I was trying to Grace. She had one more. She said a perfect life. Perfect life. And perfect life. Okay. Tangible things plus the intangible things mean perfect life. Okay? All right. Thank you. Let's see. And we have the Chinese ladies.
Holy Spirit and evil.
Are you going to explain? Come on.
Holy Spirit and evil.
Okay.
Wait,
all
wait. Up front, why are you writing, Scott?
Huh?
你出去講㗎？
You gotta be meaner than this, Scott.
And evil.
When Holy
You
Spirit,
can say all.
when Holy Spirit encounter the evil, the evil, then the result will be victory.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't.
You don't agree with
No. Sorry, I
Okay,
Okay.
Then,
I'll do the translation.
Holy Spirit, yes, evil will be the spiritual warfare.
Sing me.
That's big.
Yeah, picture. That's what.
Okay, all right. Victory, spiritual warfare. All right. Okay. That's true. Thank you. Very good. Vicky, do you need someone to help you write, or do you write by yourself?
I only explain.
I get it. You're right. Okay, perpendicular. Plus apple.
Root.
Explain this concept.
Perpendicular.
What is that?
Straight.
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 Straight up and down?
90 degrees from the
From the floor.
surface. Earth surface.
Okay, so straight up and down. That's perpendicular.
It cannot be here to ball, cannot be there. It's perpendicular. It means gravity. Okay. Okay. For example, it's apple tree. And we sit down here waiting for the apple to fall down. The apple fall down straight because of the 90 degrees from the earth's surface. And our result is gravity. Our concept is gravity.
All right.
Good.
Great. Jason, any concluding comments?
Yeah. Couple.
Okay. Do you want to
Sure.
come up?
Here. Why not? Everything here. Yeah. So, what we've been doing the last few weeks is getting familiar with concepts, coming up with concepts, working with concepts. Like, what is this concept? Now, we're going to start to get into building concepts. Because what happens is when you get a concept and another concept, you put them together, you get a new idea. Sometimes the idea is, what in the world is that? But other times, you get some very interesting ideas. And one of the things that's been really great for us, me, doing the seminars, because this is the first time for Scott, is that I get to see all these ideas people come up with, and that you guys will be coming up with over the next few weeks. It doesn't get easier, except the more you do it, the easier it gets. And the better you are at coming up with concepts, the more other concepts that didn't make sense before start to make sense. And that's what we're wanting to see, what we're trying to get accomplished over the next several weeks, is helping us get more familiar with working with these concepts, coming up with new ideas, seeing where the ideas came from. And again, it's not about being right. There's no right answer here. It's what's your idea? What concept did you come up with? Because when we start to understand our concepts, we have to understand that before we can even bother trying to figure out if we're right. I need to know what my ideas are before I can figure out if my ideas are right. And this is important, especially when we're talking about Christianity. Because, like with the sermons that I've been doing, some of the ideas that I've been preaching about are a little different than some ideas that people have talked about before. I know because I've had people tell me. And in order to develop and grow, to understand God, to understand Christ, we have to keep working on our ideas because he's bigger than all of our ideas. We can never get a sufficient number, a complete number of ideas that describe God or our relationship with him. But the more we understand, the more we can build. The more we can build, the more we understand. And it just keeps going that way. And that's really part of what we want to do, is help us to be able to understand where we're at, to be able to develop where we want to go in our relationship with God and with other people and with ourselves, because that's a big part of what all this has been about. So Scott's been doing great. He's new. That's okay. He's doing a good job. But from here on out, it will get a little more interesting, I think. But most of that is going to get to Scott. He's, like I said, he's doing okay with this. All right. So, thanks for all your participation.
Bring the paper down.